Well, let's see. It's about 9:30 on Thursday. I go to the Old Farts lunch at 11:15. Old Farts, Phartz, and just this is just sort of a hello and say a few things to clear up a few things. I'm wrong. I'm wrong on this engine. It is an 850 engine from the bottom up. I've gotten two or three feedbacks on comments on the YouTube channel. Apparently, there were 850s that have the the drain filter assembly way in the back of the engine rather than up under the center, like I'm familiar with on my 74 and other bikes I've worked on, of course. So, thinking that this was a 750 lower end with an 850 upper end, I'm wrong. Boy, am I wrong. It also doesn't have the vent here that was used on the 750s. It's so, boy, am I wrong. And it does have the vent over here, even though this doesn't look stock. This looks like it's customized. Maybe it's original, but I don't know. But anyway, so it does have this. So it does have the 850 vent. It has the 850 top end. I believe it has 850 bottom end. And it's an 850. Probably vintage of roughly 71 or 2. I think after that they went to the center drain. But once again, I'm supposing because I haven't gone into the parts books to really look. I'm sorry, I just haven't. So anyway, that's one thing. The second thing I was asked, why not paint the face of the Alton the same color as brown? And I had masked out this stripe here because I thought it was really pretty. I think I'm going to leave it. I just put this on here temporarily, and I like that. What my lady friend said was a good point. If this was painted this same dark brown here, boy, that'd look really good. I ain't gonna do it, but she's right. If it was painted to match that over there, it would look really good here. Not gonna happen. Next thing, I painted the rectifier assembly up there and make it a little less conspicuous. The wires supplied with the Alton are very long for a stock motorcycle with a battery box right about here. Works perfectly, okay? Doesn't work on this bike because the battery is way up here in that box that we built to the top. So I'm gonna have to buy cable and make new cables for the, all three cables. The cable from battery to the ground, which is a direct wire, and the battery from the the starter relay, which goes down to this connector here. So I'll buy new cable and cable ends and make new heavy duty cables. This is the ground wire and it just flat won't go all the way up to the battery. I could do an intermediate stop on one of these big bolts, which is an option. We'll see. I'll do something. Next, the box is out of the bike and is painted over here. I painted it flat black because I don't want it to attract attention. I want it to sort of hide up underneath of the tail section and blend in with the rest of the bike. So that won't attract any attention when people glance up underneath of the seat assembly. And that puts the battery real high, which is a lot of weight up high, but c'est la vie. It's the only place. I mean, here's the tail section over there, and it's hollow, completely hollow. So the battery fits inside that tail section. There's just no other place to put a battery big enough to swing a starter on this bike. So that's what we're doing. Next, what else? Over here, like I said, I painted the battery box flat black. I also painted the ignition switch flat. say flat black 3 times rapidly. Let's see how it goes. This is the ignition switch, and I can't undo it by, maybe I can, one hand, okay. And it's going to go here, once again painted so that it will be as innocuous as possible. Okay, so that won't look bad. And then rather than run wires to the switch, which would make them visible, I'm not going to plug anything to the back of the switch. Instead, I'm going to solder wires onto it and make a small short cable, and then seal off the back here with shrink tubing, so you won't see the connectors when you look up underneath of this. I will solder them to the I'm saying solder on purpose. It's an inside joke. I tend to say solder, and it's really solder. So I'll probably remember to say solder another 3 or 4 times before I forget again. Let me see if I can pull this off. No, I can't get it off by hand. So anyway, I will make a cable off of this and run it. This is the starter relay, and I'm going to paint it black also to make it disappear as much as possible. And I think once I get the battery box back in place, that I will be able to mount this right here on that unused hole. But once again, I have to put the battery box back in place and see how it fits before I decide what to do. I'll paint it black so it'll disappear, and then find a logical place to bolt it in. This is the guy that the switch from the handlebar will come down and activate this, and then this connects the starter to the battery. So things to do. I've picked out a starter button. I have a whole bag full of starter buttons over here, and I have selected this button. It's a nice looking button. That'll be the starter button. Pretty thing. And it has a kill switch on it right now, right here, and I will wire that into the mag pickup so that it grounds out the mag pickup. So that'll be the kill. And I'll probably move that down here out of the way and put the starter button up here if I can. I don't know if I have enough room to mount it up here or not. It's going to be fun mounting the starter button someplace where you can get at it and not confuse it with the kill button, which I could actually move that all the way down here just to get it out of the way and away from being hit accidentally. I've started drawing up a preliminary casual wiring diagram. I will do a more formal one on the computer and supply it with the bike. And this is just notes. What do I need to run from the back of the bike to the front of the bike? This bundle right here. At this point, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires. And when I make the bundle to go front to back, I always put in a couple of extra wires just in case I forgot something. So I'm going to make that up and put it in place, and that'll let me wire it in when I get all the parts that are on order. This is the new alternator, and it goes in. These are all the parts that are left over from the old primary setup. I'll bag those up and put them somewhere. And I think that brings us up to date on the status of the bike. So I'm just going to call this a status of the bike type video, and go post it and then go to lunch with the old farts, PHARTZ. If I haven't touched on anybody's comments and questions, I'm sorry. I'll try to do more next time. But it's interesting working on a bike this customized. It's interesting. So that's where we are. Things to do. And that's the status as of right now. And like we like to say around here, and the fun just never stops.